For a photo like a portrait of the Kissingers at home. You know I hate to kill the messenger, but if he's gotta go, we can FaceTime. Slit his throat while he stares into the phone. Like if you don't know, kitten, now you know. This is where austerity has gotten us. This is all that palpable excitement for a 20-year wait on forgiveness for your student loans. But a distraction's a distraction, and it's time to see some action. So here's one last song for Joe, before I try to keep his name out of the lyrics in my phone. Try to shift the focus to our senators and everyone in Congress who is all too happy to be hidden while we're wasted to the bone. It is not food insecure, it's starvation, and it lurks in almost half the country's homes. So if you plan to lay down, hold your nose and vote for Joe, have the guts to admit that you chose to submit and that you decided lending your support to a pedophile must be a step towards hope. Then a vote for a man that spent his whole life implementing laws that dehumanized people of color is a vote against fascism. When you know damn well he's just a kinder, dumber face on the same white nationalism. So baby, throw away your scruples with the memories of your activism. Watch your weak resistance usher in a fucking cataclysm. Elect a bigot war pig and say you're gonna push him into pacifism. That's some bootlicker Stockholm hostage liberal masochism. Bootlicker Stockholm hostage liberal masochism. Baby, that's some fucking bootlicker Stockholm hostage liberal masochism. God, that's some fucking bootlicker Stockholm hostage liberal masochism. That's some fucking...
You know, sir, I like you much better with my glasses off.
I guess I was born with the curse of foresight, 'cause I knew Joe was only gonna represent the war side. And that said, I just came to fight. You could keep the ore flight. Save the surprise and the gasp when the shadow of the fascists have cast is on your doorstep in the glow of your porch light. Save the surprise when the grid goes down and we go underground to lick wounds in the gloom of a torchlight. While up in the sky, a blimp glides by with a sign like New Year's 2022. Brought to you jointly by Pfizer and Coors Light. While the centrists observe from a comfortable courtside, right in the thick of the action behind a partition. We're in a morbid position, a plague of evictions, born a comorbid condition of the cancer of wealth. I fantasize that I cancel myself, hands on your head, throw your best laid plans in the well. There are no more answers, questions go back on the shelf. All Joe's donors, a quick show of hands. How many of you sub to the Lockheed Martin OnlyFans? How many are loyalist patrons for the Raytheon Patreon? Occupy Iraq and send 1 million off into the great beyond. Cool yourself with the safety on. True to yourself in as much as you dutifully spew out a mucus of QAnon. You can't convince me the capital wasn't surrendered with every intention of digging us deeper down into the treacherous webbing of censorship, ebbing your speech and dissension so you can't hold Biden accountable. Not in his mentions and not in the streets. Know to the end that Joe will defend the elite. Joe won't embarrass McConnell, but Joe's not embarrassed if all of your children are hungry and weak. Too hungry to speak. Too hungry to stand, they just lie at his feet. Joe is fresh out of empathy, fresh out of policy, but he'd love to know, what was your favorite ice cream flavor to eat? Back when you used to eat. I guess the road isn't rocky for people who thought we were free. They'll believe what they read, and Joe's here to lull them to sleep. Counting us down by the dozens, the culling of gullible sheep, led to the slaughter by media tyrants and government thieves. These are the leeches that stubbornly suck where there's nothing to bleed. These are the tumors that force us to crawl on our knees. This is the home of the brave. This is the land of the free. One was foreclosed in 08. One was condemned in 16. This is the home of the brave. This is the land of the free. One was foreclosed in 08. One was condemned in 16. This is the home of the brave. This is the land of the free. One was foreclosed in 08. One was condemned in 16. This is the home of the brave. This is the land of the free. One was foreclosed in 08. One was condemned in 16. This is the home of the brave. This is the land of the free. One was foreclosed in 08. One was condemned in 16. This is the home of the brave. This is the land of the free. One was foreclosed in 08. One was condemned in 16. This is the home of the brave. This is the land of the free. One was foreclosed in 08. One was condemned in 16. This is the home of the brave. This is the land of the free. One was foreclosed in 08. One was condemned in 16. This is the home of the brave. This is the land of the free. Read my lips, brand new taxes, starving all the billionaires and neutering their Visa Maxes. Topple Congress off their axis, mobilize the homeless, give them axes, call it praxis. Chop a couple limbs off the legislative branches. We'll show you the difference between air as a human right and guaranteed oxygen access. Octogenarians who barely know what day it is are culling countless citizens while sitting on a dais made of ignorance that was built on the graves of the slaves made to labor for its self-declared significance. And all to build a Congress full of millionaires who make their fortunes insider trading while they shit on all the indigent. So I got a bone to pick with our leaders, and I'll start with the ligaments. Pick right through the muscle, dig the marrow out, and serve it to the unhoused millions living in their minivans or watching their belongings get evicted from their tenement. I have a dream where we breach the walls of Congress and just let them in. And what happens next will survive in only text, cause there won't be any evidence. There will only be that heavy kind of feeling that pervades a space where there has been a reckoning and you can feel its remnants. Let any man who enters seeking power know that those who came before him suffocated on their eminence. That there once was a seal on the wall, but we quartered it and scattered all the pieces that it might prevent its semblance. And so we end the great experiment. We'll take all your billions, leave you 2 coins for the ferryman. Leave you drifting on a Dutchman floating derelict among the wretched seraphim. For holy is the hand that wiped the land clean of those who pose as gentlemen. That's my time, honey. Cue the thunderclap and strike the theremin.
Gotta turn all the mics on, check the levels, and then go here. Cool. I just have to move you over so that you don't have my name and I don't have your name. That would help, wouldn't it?
That would be confusing, right?
Oh, it definitely would. And I also have Twidget is also giving me problems. Have you used that yet? Cool add-on for OBS.
I don't
I
think
don't even
so.
know
I
if you
don't
use OBS at all, right?
I'm kind of stupid when it comes to that stuff. Like I'm a tech infant.
Gotcha.
Sleepy Josh makes fun of me all the time.
Gotcha. What did I do with my widget? Let's see if it works, right? So if I pull up,
What is this widget? What does it do?
It lets me pull up here. If I show you the middle display here, right? You get like the little chat up here, top left, right? That's being right. That's essentially lets me pull up chat. But
cool.
why is that doing that to?
I use StreamYard, so we have that in StreamYard.
Gotcha. But yeah, no, welcome to the show, everyone. To Reefer After Dark, the show your parents warned you about. But I'm here with Comrade Misty, of course, right? I think I had to turn her sound on, why is it not on? Why? Select the speaker.
Maybe mine's
cable C. Oh, no, there it goes. It's going.
Okay.
I got it. Ugh. Technology.
Is it okay if I is it okay if I cuss and shit?
Fuck yeah. Of course.
All right. I forgot to ask before, and some people they don't want to lose their channel or get strike or whatever.
Dude, YouTube already hates me, so whatever. Like I play fucking random cat fucking memes, and like they still want to copyright me for everything.
Fuck YouTube. I know we're on YouTube right now, but
yes, but also fuck YouTube.
Yes,
it's terrible. Did you see that they so when they removed the dislikes, people went on to the Google Play Store to like dislike it on the thing, and then they removed that feature on the Play Store as well.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, like it's just such a fucking like fuck you too anyway. Like anyway, but so normally this is a show about getting high so that we can fucking deal with our problems, which we all fucking have so many of those these days. If only I could send a giant spliff to fucking a guy in Belmarsh right now. But, I don't think stuff's coming in or out of there very easily from what I've heard.
No.
So,
No, he can't even get his warm clothes in the wintertime. So.
Oh, that's fucking awful. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay, that's not fair. I don't know anything about this year, but last year he spent the entire winter. Stella dropped off his warm winter clothes in October, and he spent the entire winter. He didn't get them at all.
Nice.
And Belmarsh is a really old prison, really old. So it doesn't have like a very effective heating and cooling system. And
if you take some spoons to the wall, it probably is going to fucking, if someone just sent him like, a poster he could put up there. I don't know who's it's definitely not going to be Raquel Welch like it was in.
Right. That's a little too.
Yeah, gonna have to be like Gal Gadot or one of those, right? So
I don't know about her. She was in Israelis.
Yeah, I know. That's why, because they would find that okay. They would find that okay. You know,
that's true.
That would be allowed.
That's true. Yeah, but he was insulating his window with books. So I mean, there's that.
I just wonder. I worry about when they talk about the whole he will commit suicide thing. I worry about that narrative a little bit. Because it's like, if I were him, I'd be like, no, I'm not thinking about that at all, ever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of people have been saying that he's going to Epstein himself. And that's a real concern. I mean, that's a real concern.
For sure.
But I will say, in fairness, he is on the autism spectrum, and the suicide rate, studies have shown in the autism community. I have a child with autism. So, I mean, it's 3 to 4 times higher than the neurotypical population. So, it is a legitimate concern, but you're right. Like the way it's a little.
Yeah. I mean, it's only the narrative for me that's like, like what's the deal with that, as far as like it just gives them an excuse to do that, right? So
it gives them an out for sure.
Yeah.
And they can't really, and I will make sure that they are not able to like kind of wash their hands of it, like, oh well, we didn't kill him, like he killed himself. No, you fucking killed him. You killed him. If he kills himself, you killed him.
I think that's
period.
I think that's why we're so ridiculously angry about all this, because it's like we've been begging for someone to do something. We have literally no power. We scream at everyone, right? And it's just like, and then people like, oh, I don't know who was worse this week, Haas or fucking Vaush. Like, what is going on with both of them? I mean, they're definitely working on.
Let's be real. Cretins.
Someone's trying to get that CIA Christmas bonus. I don't know which one it is, but anyway, enough about the shitty things that happened this fucking week.
Yeah.
I would like to ask you the normal things that I ask people that come on the show. When did you first smoke, and how did that go?
Let's see. I think I was 15.
Okay.
Oh, it was the last day of 9th grade.
Nice.
Last day of 9th grade at my friend Susie's house. Her older brother was there. It was me, my friend Susie, my friend Nicole. Hi guys. But yeah, we went, her brother Randy was there, and his really hot friend Luke was there. I was like
nice.
15. And
shout out hot Luke.
Yeah, hot Luke. I had the biggest crush on this dude. I think they were like 17 or 18 at the time. So I'm like 15, and they're like the older brothers, like, and he was really hot. So I was really excited, got high for the first time. We couldn't stop laughing. Then we were looking at a yearbook, and we couldn't read the names. And we thought that was hilarious. We laughed about that forever. Yeah, it was fun. It was a good time.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, like, I wonder, you know, I saw that you've been posting like multiple times this week. You put up your ADHD eval from one of those. I mean, I've done like 3 or 4 of those tests at this point, right? When were you diagnosed with that? Like, or were you?
So I was diagnosed professionally at 33, 34 maybe.
Okay.
So I'm 39 now, I'll be 40 in January, so
gotcha.
in like a month. So but I was diagnosed later in life. And then when I was, because the reason I found out is because I have a child with autism, and there's a lot of overlap of autism, ADHD.
It's on the same spectrum now, right?
Yeah. I mean, no, I don't think it's not on the same spectrum, but there's a lot of overlap of, what's the word I'm looking for? Christ. Behaviors or symptoms.
Similar things. Yeah, I would go with those
stuff. Yeah. So, and there's a lot of the times kids with autism will also be diagnosed with ADHD. My daughter was actually diagnosed with ADHD when she was in kindergarten. So when I started researching it for that, I was like, wait a minute.
Oh yeah, it's hereditary. Maybe. Yeah. These seem very likely for me.
It described me. It just, and I had never even thought about it. It's not something I ever. And then when I read like what I was like, oh shit, like I've had this my whole life. And then I told my mom that I was going to go get diagnosed, and she's like, yeah, I always kind of thought maybe you had that.
You had that.
And
see, I got diagnosed as an adult as well, which is super weird to have happen.
It is.
Like, people don't understand, because like you go through life going like, oh, I'm fine. What do you mean? Like, you know, and then suddenly like what
you think you're normal.
For me, like, college happened. Right. Oh, okay. So, you know, my mother was a teacher, right? So being able to like drag me through school with emails from teachers and stuff like that was, you know, a battle and a half. I mean, you know, and God bless both my parents for dealing with that shit. But, you know, like it was definitely like one of those, you know, those classic things they ask you in those evals were like, you know, did you do well on tests and in school? But if people told you if you just put the effort in, you would do better. It's like all those things that get asked of us.
Well, the thing is too, it presents very differently in males versus females. Yeah. Especially like a younger age. Like I think girls are kind of forced to mask. Yeah. A lot, like we're expected to behave a certain way. So I think that we are very good at masking. But I think it presents very differently. And that's actually, autism is the same way too, because we were very fortunate. Our daughter was diagnosed. We at like 2.5, she did her first eval. And it was like, we weren't sure we were going to monitor it. And it was really funny because when we were at that appointment, one of the things that they asked was, does she repeat or recite things? Or does she like have you repeat, or, you know what I mean? And she didn't that day. And I swear to God, the next day she started doing that. And I was like, oh, all right. Cause we kind of thought we're already kind of like, oh, okay. We thought, but it's like, sometimes it's very hard for, if you have girls, to get doctors to take you seriously, because it's like the diagnostic process is very male skewed. Like do you know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, I mean, so it does present very differently.
Yeah, for me it was I got to college, right, and like, you know, parents had essentially like we bought a foreclosed house near the college so that I can have somewhere to go, and I just essentially didn't go. Like at some point my brain went, you don't need to do this, you know. Yeah. And like, I couldn't understand why, right? You know, and my suicidal stuff, all that stuff along with it. And, you know, parents went into marriage. My father's a behavioral health counselor, right? So as well as a, you know, boat captain, which pays more, so he does that instead. But they they essentially went to like marriage counseling at that point because they didn't know what the fuck to do. And the lady was like, go get him tested for this. It definitely seems like that. And it was like, the moment it was said and like what it was, like the moment you clicked into that awareness of what it is, how different was that for you to just go like, oh, okay.
Everything made sense.
It's
all
like
of a sudden.
Your brain went,
everything.
oh, that's what it is. Like,
yeah.
You know, and it's like people with ADHD get it. And it's like explaining it to other people about like, there's no good way for me to go like, yeah, I could talk about motivational centers of the brain and how it affects focus and how those things are disconnected.
Cognitively, I know all of those things. Yes.
Right. Yeah. And it's like, and don't get me started on schedules and disciplining. I know they help, but like, fuck you. You know,
I am good. Like my calendar does save me. I won't lie. Like if you know me, you know, I have a calendar. I like old school calendar hanging in my kitchen. And I write everything there. And if I did not, but I mean, it's still like, there's still times that, like I'll forget to write something on there or whatever. So I still fuck it up sometimes, but that does help.
For sure.
Kind of.
I mean,
yes, it does help for sure.
I've got whiteboards and stuff everywhere. I want to get a digital one of those because it's like, to me, I want something this small that I can just grab, write a note, save,
remember
cool,
Post-its?
done. Yeah, Post-its? I mean, but like how many of those am I gonna have shoved around like my space already? You know, it's like for me, those things are like, it's one of those things. I despise structure in any way. Like me personally, I hate being structured, and it like hurts me to do. But I end up having to go, all right, I gotta fucking do it. Like. You have to put that, you know, for me, I was super fucking fat too because of it. So it was like, once I figured out, I was like, oh, let me take all that, like, let me make it convenient for myself to do the right thing. Right. And like, I only have to worry about focusing on it now once a week. I make all my meals for the week, set them in there. And you know, I was 620. I'm now 440 this morning.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. I've lost crazy amounts of weight.
That is amazing.
So usually my Twitter threads usually involve someone going fat, and I can just go, yeah, I've lost more weight than you combined twice. I can throw you around just fine. I'm good. You know, like it's just the fun. It's just like, it's like classic. It's like I'm arguing with Biden all day. It's just like, shut up, fat. Like, okay, cool. Yeah. You know, so, but anyway, I just found that, you know, we would have some catharsis there, and I do have some stuff to bring up with that. I know I'm medicated with weed now for ADHD, essentially. I got to go talk to Dr. Professor Weed is who I call him. Like I got there and he gave me a fucking thing from Gabor Mate. And I went, yeah, just like talk to him like the other week, like his son, you know, he was like, what? I was like, you know, anyway, he then went on like, yeah, run the Door Discord and all this stuff. I was like, I fucking love Jimmy Dore and Whitney Webb, and it's like, oh yeah, great. I know Steve said like, tell Dr. Professor Weed that we're Whitney's favorite show. Yeah. Like, and then just like next time I see him,
praise indeed.
Yeah, like my medical weed doctor, his like wife was like a Bolivian communist or one of those Yugoslav. I can't even remember which one it is. Right, it's one of the famous communist parties, but you know, and I just like, yeah, you don't tell that to many people around here. For those who don't know, I live in around Tallahassee, Florida, so I'm like right underneath that. So yeah, like
I'm in Ohio. Like
15 minutes for me is like where all the beachfront $1 million homes that the like, you know, fucking Debbie Wasserman probably has her summer home right over there.
Oh yeah.
So, you know, between that and like Miami, so I mean, but it's what are you gonna do? State capital. So one of these days I'll get a camera out and go over there. If you're in Tallahassee area and you watch these kind of shows, feel free to find me on Twitter. But yeah, I mean, it's just crazy doing that kind of stuff now that's legal here. It's kind of ridiculous. I feel bad almost that it's like, yeah, now I'm legal, right? I don't have to worry about people like I can just leave stuff out. Like, look at this fucking dumb shit. Like if I had a different level of fucking skin complexion, I could not have this, you know? Like I feel for that so much. And it's like, you know, the whole Florida has this thing here. You have to have vertical integration with your weed business, which means you have to like fucking have everything. You have to have all the money, essentially, so it only helps the rich anyway. So,
yeah,
you know, super bad either way. But let me see if I can pull up the stuff I had here without breaking things. Right? There we go. And then if I give you the bottom display, right? I just wondered, you know, I usually have these little visual treats that I bring for people so they don't have to fucking pay attention to my fucking like awful jokes the whole time. But I just wondered how I gotta turn the music off, I think, because it might be I can do this. I can go off for the stream and on for you. How about that? How about we use technology?
I'm excited for this. I don't know why.
No. I do this all the time. And then, that usually happens. I'll just run into something. Like, why?
Yeah.
I don't get why we do any of that stuff. How many fidget toys do you have around your house?
Oh my God. Okay. So, I mean, a lot. Because
Yeah.
my 11-year-old's obsessed with them right now. It's like all the rage right now with the kids anyway.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, I have a kid on the spectrum and then I have me.
Mhm.
So we have a lot of fidgets in this house.
Yeah.
It's an unnecessary amount, actually.
What's your favorite one? Do you have a favorite? I have plenty.
I like stress balls are usually like, because it's,
Okay.
I don't know. I like stress balls. I don't know why. I can't explain why. I don't know why. Actually,
Here's one. Here's the other. So I started
I have to
with
have one.
one of the reasons why someone should have fucking figured it out, right, was in high school, right? This was the problem, right? And when your face turns back, what the fuck, right?
Yeah.
But that was my problem for me being a fucking dumb band nerd, right? So,
I twirled baton.
Yeah, like these things are pretty fucking great. They're little spinning pens. You gotta go to like a weird fucking black market of 4-year-olds putting them together, I think, but because that's what it is. Well, it's like a fucking, these are like modded shit. Like there's a whole community that like, all right, you buy this pin and then this fucking thing, and then you fucking
there's like a trading system.
So,
there's it's like a legit thing.
But yeah,
it's hardcore.
These are fucking great. Playing cards, I fucking did forever. Cardistry shit, magic shit. Not that I'm any good, but
but you get fixated on stuff, right?
Well, it's like the thing I'm not good at the magic part. I'm good at manipulating the object, right? Like, there's something about physical, like, it's almost like you were talking about reciting poetry. It's almost like the same thing, but for like your muscles, right? It's like being able to fucking have something like, do you know how pissed off I was that fidget spinners became popular? I was enraged.
I don't like fidget spinners.
Yeah, see,
I'm not a fan of those.
Well, it's like I have like a little small one, right? And I always like these fucking little ones because like no one can really notice that you're fucking like doing it, right?
Yeah.
So, it was just when every like middle school fucking child wearing a Fortnite shirt had one, right? It was like, then it was fucking noticeable. And people are like, oh yeah, my kid has one. It's like, I don't want to talk to you. Go away, please. That was when I was doing retail shit. By the way, retail people, just fucking quit. Just quit doing that job. It sucks.
I worked at Kmart during like Christmas times in the layaway department. Christmas time in the layaway department. It was terrible. I just
hate people that go to a store. I would work at a store if no people went there. Like that's the first thing.
But cool, but then you get like assholes.
Well, it's like I volunteered at like an aquarium. I was like in the gift shop, right? But the gift shop was also like the ticket thing. So you come in, right? And of course it's a bunch of snot-nosed kids and their parents, and they're trying to get through. And the boss wants you to read them this fucking spiel, and it's like, yo, bro, they don't care. No. They don't care about that. They want to go in here, have a good time, see the fishies, and come out, right? The only things I need to tell them are like, hey, please don't put your hands in something with a beak or teeth. And then, like, if you do, come cry to me and I'll give you a Band-Aid. Like, but like, otherwise, wash your hands and you can touch stuff. Have fun, and just like, go, pay them the stuff. Like, they don't want to hear that we've got some new thing in here or, come check this. No, they don't want to hear that. No one wants to hear that.
No.
And it's like my spiel was like short, sweet, the same every time, same joke every like, you know. And I got to hear shit all the time. Yo, bro, they like me, you know. Like that's what's crazy to me. But anyway, what else I got for us? I've got tons of stuff. I've got this whole set of tabs, which I love how I
looks
formatted.
like my brain. Like people, yes. Like that's,
Yeah, my said that's there's a Rolodex in our head that we're constantly flipping, and we necessarily can't stop it. Occasionally, we can like slow it down, you know.
Maybe,
like,
yeah, that's fair. I can see.
It's weird trying to. You have to explain it in all analogies and stuff, right? But here's
It is
one.
very hard to explain to somebody who doesn't deal with it.
Who doesn't deal with it? It's crazy.
Yeah.
I do find that like
hard.
I am personally incredibly suited to do just the thing I'm doing. Right?
Yeah.
It's
like
I'm,
you get so dogs get the zoomies, right?
Yeah.
It's like mental zoomies.
Yeah.
Basically.
Which is why weed was great. It allows you to slow your brain down for 5 seconds. And it's such a like do you do any meditation? Do you do like Headspace or any of the guided stuff?
I can't. My brain won't. I can't get my brain to like slow down enough to get. Yeah. You know what I mean?
The guided stuff. The guided stuff is the fucking best. You know, it's.
I love like ASMR. Not gonna lie. So if it's
isn't
like
it weird?
Then
have you been to the ASMR section on Twitch?
Oh my, not on Twitch.
Oh my
god! You can make fun of me if you want. I fucking love it. It's so
audio
relaxing.
sensory median response. Everyone, I also enjoy it heavily. The issue is if you go to that section on Twitch, which Indy, my friend Indy, just found out about this section on Twitch, and it's just Amaranth, and then put in any other titty streamer along the line, doing very sexually suggestive. It's like I can't watch ASMR now, like without. You know, it's like I don't want to be aroused. That's not what I'm here for. You know,
you want to relax.
Yeah, if I could just watch porn, I could just do that. I don't have to like have this weird.
I want it to help me sleep.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it's there for.
But anyway, I use Headspace. I need to do it more. I've been wanting to go do one of those float tank things. As much as you know, those things got to be amazing.
It scares me a little bit.
I look. The door opens. I know where the door's at.
I know.
Like
I know.
I'm not worried about it. But I do Headspace and stuff all the time. So there's one thing that I learned that I use all the time, and I can't even remember. Yeah, it's an app. Yep. Okay, you can pay for like a premium thing too. It's like 15 minutes, man. I know that doesn't seem like a lot to most people. So
it's just like a guided meditation?
Yep. And you can, I think there's like 5, 10, and 15. And it like starts you out with like, it teaches you how to do it.
Right. Yeah.
And like eventually you get to the point where it's just like the things are like, okay, now start. And it's like, okay, cool. Like, I'm glad I got here. But anyway, one of the things I was told about meditation, it was some quote by some Buddhist monk that, God forbid, I'm sure he has a real name. But it was meditation is being aware of the breath, whether one breath or many. Right? So it's literally if you're fucking having a minute and you need to just literally going in and then out and just consciously breathe, right?
Yeah.
For some reason when you tell your brain to do that, it just your dopamine levels go up, your all that stuff. I've also been tested on like adrenaline response and stuff like that. It's very weird for me. My heart rate's super weird with all that stuff, right? Like you should see my cardiographs. They're like, I can go way up there and then immediately like right back down to nothing, just because like you focus your like, you just have that breathing technique and you get down there. And now you see like UFC fighters and stuff learning how to do that just so that they can like, it's
really important. Like your breath, like the way that you breathe, that's very, you can really use that.
But yeah, anyway, I've got this meme up here. Hobbies I miss, but I am too overwhelmed or tired to try and enjoy. A never-ending list of shit I don't want to do that needs taken care of. And then fucking be rewatching another movie I've seen 100 times. I fucking love that. It's fucking
and also, I have like 6 half-done projects in my house right now. Of
course, it's the worst.
At least
it's the worst, and it's like your Amazon wish lists are probably insane. Like even if you use Amazon, like whatever it's just like me. I use them as like reminders now. Like I'll put it there and then I'll go back in a month and be like, why did I put these here? What do I need a giant old-timey lantern, an LED light bulb, and like, what is this? Was I trying to do a thing? I'll figure it out later. All right, next thing. It's like, anyway, but I do have some tips for, and I do have to pump audio back to the peoples. Turn it up. Have you made it to ADHD TikTok yet? It is a thing, and it is hilarious.
Yeah, you can swing by.
I'm sure it is.
I'll see you in like 30 minutes. 30 minutes? Yeah. Okay. Bet. See you then. Cool. Bye. Hey man, you still coming over? It's been like 45 minutes. No, I was never gonna come over. What? How was cleaning? Great. Why do you ask? Dude, it is so funny how you never remember that you told me to call you a couple times a month and tell you I was coming over in like 30 minutes so you'd anxiously clean your entire apartment.
I need a friend like that.
Right? I do feel like with like streaming and stuff, I've now started to be like, all right, I gotta stream. Let me fucking clean some fucking shit, move. It's like we have to set actual like most people's motivation centers. Well, it's like we have to give ourselves a motivational reason and like consequences for that, right? Yes. For us to do stuff, and it's ridiculous how that works for us. Like, we have like it's like lack of forethought and stuff like that, which I'm surprised you've been doing action for Assange now for like 2 fucking years.
2 years.
Yeah. And it's like you're in for another 2, right? Pretty much. Like now.
I mean, I'm in it. I'm in it.
Yeah.
I don't think I can walk away now. You know what I mean? Like I'm in it until there is some conclusion.
What do you get when you get the decade Rolex at Action for Assange? That's gonna suck.
I don't know. I already have gray hair, like a lot of gray hair. I can't like I don't know about you, but I'm also kind of obsessive about things.
Very much so.
And that's people get annoyed with me because I'm like hyper passionate. Well, fuck off. That's just how I am. Like I'm hyper
and you'll give yourself so many reasons to not do something. Like that's my thing. And like Indy, dude, bless his fucking heart. Like today I was just like, well, if like Misty's not coming on, then I fucking like, what else am I gonna fucking do this week? You know, it's just like he's like, shut up, you're gonna do a thing. I'm like, okay, like,
Who said that?
Indy left news. You know.
Oh, Indy.
Yeah.
I thought you said Andy, and I'm trying to think who Andy was.
Andy is. Andy? Yeah. No, it's Indy.
No. Okay.
But
I mean, about Andrew Zigman for a second. And I'm like,
no. Although Andrew, I'm sure would tell me the same thing. Like, shut up, you're gonna fucking do something. Like, you'll be fine. Like, what are you worried about? It's like, dude, it's like I was freaking out before the fucking show. I'm like, fucking Misty's coming on my fucking show. Like, that's fucking awesome. And he's like, and he's like, dude, you fucking already talked to her. Like, what are you? I'm like, shut up.
Friends, dude.
Yeah,
like friends. Like, I don't know what.
Like, it's just dumb. Like, if I had told myself like 2 years ago that I'd be like fucking interacting with the people I'm interacting with, it's like, I'd be freaking out. I know
that is weird, but honestly, we're all just people. Like we're all like people. Just because I have more Twitter followers or whatever. That doesn't matter to me, really.
No, of course.
It is weird. You're right. Like it is weird. Like when I first started talking to Nico, I'm like, I'm talking to Nico House. Like I'm talking to Fiona. Like, this is cool. Like these are people I've been watching and like that.
You show up to places Roger Waters is at. Like,
right? Yeah.
That's
you get to meet. I mean, that is cool. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that like meeting cool people that I respect and admire, like being able to interview the people that I interview. That's fucking amazing. Like, dude, I just did a panel the other day that was like Whitney Webb and Corey Morningstar and Max Blumenthal and Ryan Christian and you know what I mean? Like,
of course, I've been talking with Tara fucking Reid for like the last. Like she knows my name. Like that's ridiculous. Like I wouldn't think of that.
I really like these people.
I've been wanting to get Tara on with Gabber, actually talk about trauma and stuff like that. I'd love for them to get together and do stuff.
I love when she talks to Anthony Zinkus.
Yeah.
I love when she talks to him. I like him a lot too.
I've been wanting to find a psychologist that is like adept enough in this lefty space. Right, who like pays attention to it like we do, and all the little quarrels, and that is like also good at like intervention, like marriage counseling, relationship, like all that. Because we need it, and I would love to do a show like hey, you got problems? Bring it here. We'll deal with it.
Yo,
we'll let it.
That's why I do bitch.
Right.
That is why I do bitch. I'm not kidding. That is exactly why I do bitch.
And I think
I wanted a place to like just yell for a couple hours if I needed to.
Right.
Or just talk about whatever the fuck I wanted
to. Have you seen Scream Therapy? There's a
yes.
there's
I
a
want to
sh-
do the break stuff therapy. That looks
oh
fun.
yeah, I've heard that that's not good because
No?
it teaches you that like violence.
That's a proper response.
Yeah, like
It
it's
does look fun though.
apparently
Like I feel like we all like kind of like to see stuff like
Rogan
blown up or
Rogan
you know what I
talks
mean? Like,
about it. You need to do something hard, like physically difficult, right? And like you know, me
Oh my
as a
God, my
martial
cat is
artist
driving me crazy.
forever. Oh yeah, mine will show up here eventually.
He's scratching at the door, like
Oh.
really.
Don't you wish you had here? I'll fucking make you feel better with cats that good cats. Look at this fucking shit.
Oh,
How do you get cats to do that shit? They're fucking.
My cats
like,
would do that.
Like I feel like this is better than most of the relationships in the world. This right here.
No, dude, I'll send you pictures of my cats. My cats like sleep
I
hugging.
I saw fucking little baby Jack, and you know just
Jack.
fucking
I wish he was
just
down
like
here.
he
love
does
it
the
so
like
much.
the face in the fucking thing he's sleeping on, right?
Yeah.
I think you posted what mine does that fucking too, and I'm just like, what are you doing? Just fucking
Yeah, well,
like
earlier she was like this, like with her little paws, and it was so cute. My Daryl, my other cat, he will sleep. He does this all the time. He like goes like this and covers his face, and it's the cutest little like. It's the cutest thing. I love when he does that. It's the cutest thing.
Mine,
but Jack's just my buddy. Like we like it's corny, but like I went through something with Jack. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
We had to save her, and that was. I think you get more attached to a pet when
I had
it's something like that. Where
we had one dude. Frankie Sharptooth Longclaw, right? And it was like it was wild, and like we had like a whole fucking like we had 6.5 acres, a little pond on it and stuff like that, right? And like this fucking cat was like a fucking animal. It was fucking. I loved it to death, but I watched it like fucking go, and like had a little clearing. It was just like fucking sauntering like cats do out, and I just see a hawk come out. I'm like, oh, I know where this is going, right?
Yeah.
No sooner than I think that hawk turns, like the cat turns around, smacks the fuck out the hawk, and just like nosedives, and just like keeps walking. And I'm like, all right, I guess that's how you roll. Like, you know, like I was just like that cat, dude. Getting that cat to the vet was ridiculous. I had to have like protection. It was fucking awful. But this one's a sweetie, like that been fucking. You know, grew up with this pit bull over here. They're both around the same age. And that fucking pit bull lets that cat, it lets the fucking cat just boss it around. It doesn't care.
Yeah.
Like every once in a while.
I had a pit in my early 20s, and they're the best. They have the worst. It's too.
This one's got.
They're so loyal.
This one's got fucking anxiety issues. Like
Aww.
this one gets like you try to get to do anything that it doesn't like further than it wants, and she just like breaks down. Just like starts fucking like hyperventilating and like shit, and you're like, what? I'm asking you to lay in your bed. What is your problem? Like, I don't get it. It's like, you know, normally she would sleep in like the parents' room and shit, and like she started not being able to do that, and I'm like, what is your problem? Like, it's the worst. But you know, the cat just fucking bosses the thing around, right? And like every once in a while. Every once in a while, the dog just gets fucking like, I'll fucking murder you! Like, and just fucking, the cat's just like, all right, cool, man, my bad. Like, anyway. But, yeah, Jordy will show up here at some point. He'll figure out how to paw a door open, show up.
I have two with me right now.
You go from like, you have like this mount of cats. Like, you've got more than one. I have trouble dealing with one. I love how they're watching. I love how they're watching fucking cartoons. That's fucking great. But what else do I have?
My cats like when we play video games, and they'll get up on the thing and like they freak out.
Rocket League is the worst. I can't play it anymore because the cat just wants to murder my screen.
Oh nuts!
Yeah, he's like, oh my god, a ball! Like anyway, I have. Where's the fucking? I got a green laser so I could take it to protests and shit, right? And the fucking cat loves it. I had to be careful with like. You know, we have a few like guns with lasers on them, and if you turn those on, the cat gets right in front of shit. I'm like, "What are you doing?" No, it's like, it's not good. That's like not good training. But anyway, you also have actual human babies as well as fur babies.
Well, I have my kids are older, but I've had babies. Yes,
I
have had babies.
Yeah, like how easy would it have been if you could just like, oh. Oh, the face that fucking kid makes. He's fucking happy. He loves the fucking cheese. Like, oh, if cheese
so
could solve
cute.
those problems every time.
Isn't there another one where it's like ham or something, or is it
something like that?
Maybe it was cheese, but it's a different one. I've seen a different one.
I've seen him do it to cats, and the cats are just like, I don't like. But I just figured like after your Assange stuff, like you would just want like brain bleach. That's what you would want after this weekend. So you know, dude, I gathered a bunch of brain bleach. Right now. Oh, I fucking love. I love the comment. Just inform them there won't be second breakfast nor Levinses. I fucking love that. These fucking cats are both like, they fucking hate this, but they're also like, you look fucking amazing. Like, this is way too good. Like, someone took they have a whole fucking set for this. Who's this dedicated to their cat costume? That's what I want to fucking know.
Everybody's been under quarantine, to be fair. God. Like, lockdowns and stuff have got people doing some... Have you seen the videos of the stuff?
Yeah.
Like, these weird, like, obstacle courses with, like little balls that, like, make little... It's all over their house. They have, like, pipes on the wall. Like, they're crazy. Like, people are doing amazing shit. So this would be, like, a nothing. There's been people who have done, like, these crazy photo shoots, I think, with their families. Like, I forget who it was, but...
Everyone usually asks like about this fucking thing. It's on a vape, right? So it's a fucking desktop vape with a hose, and I was tired of breaking pieces, so I just clamped it into a fucking bike arm so that I could just fucking move it out the way. I'm fucking dumb.
That's very MacGyver of you,
right? I feel like I'm gonna eventually like market it at some point, and everyone's gonna buy one. But I just fucking thought,
what the hell is that?
It's a fucking cat. It's meow.
Oh, okay.
But he's wigging the fuck out. He has no idea what's going on right now. He's definitely been hitting the catnip a little too hard. Oh, this is like how you summon Cthulhu. I think this is, you know, you just need a bunch of 100%. Cats. Like, but what else do I have? I feel like you needed this. Like, if you could have had this instead. Right? Of like whatever piece you have. This is what you needed after fucking like Friday.
Oh, this weekend? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this weekend was like, we just got clobbered. Like we got 1-2 punched. Like we got 1-2 punched. That's what happened. It was like, okay, we're gonna do the extradition. And also he had a stroke. Like,
which how crazy is that, by the way? Like do you think the fucking all. No, I know, but like do you think like did that influence that trial at all? Like, why was that?
I don't think so. And
why was that not brought up? Like, why was that not?
Know.
Like, obviously,
to be fair, I know that it does. Like, you have to get tested most of the time if you have a stroke, because it was a mini stroke. So
right.
So I don't know if they knew right away that is what had happened. But they definitely know by now. And I mean, I think that they probably knew. I think that they probably knew. I mean, there was the picture that leaked. He looked unwell. Let's be clear. He looked awful. And I know that the picture is very pixelated, but he looked awful. Yeah.
Well, it's like we haven't heard him speak in how long?
Yeah. Oh.
How long have we not heard his voice, let alone like...
We haven't heard it for a long time. But I know that he's spoken out in court. When they had the 3 weeks in September, he did a couple times for sure. When Khalid al-Masri was going to testify, and then they were going to skip it for some reason and just have the text entered into evidence. And he was like, no, I will not allow you to silence a torture victim in this court. I won't. And that was the second time. And he risked getting kicked out of his own trial because he had spoke out before. And she told him, if you speak out again.
I told my cousin, cousin Joey, who shows up over here because I have weed and he likes it, is you know, it's like you got to be careful when you grind. You can't do it too loud. He'll hear you, you know, like, anyway, I fucking love Joey, but he came over and was like, like, well, what's up? And, you know, and I was like, well, Assange stuff and like this, and, you know, had to explain who that was and why it's important. And, you know, and like, I get to the point, well, he's been in jail for, you know, like you get to that
2.5 years at Belmarsh.
Yeah. And it's just like, oh, so they're torturing him. And he's like, yes, like, of course he's like, I don't even have to explain that part. Like, he knows he knows that that's what that is. Right. You know?
Yeah.
But anyway, I was just like, fucking good for you, Joey. Glad you're fucking with it.
Yeah, that is good, because that's exactly what's happening. And they're trying to y'all, they're trying to pass this off like it's normal, like his treatment is normal. This is
Yeah.
not normal.
No.
Like if it is, then we need like we know that our prison systems are horrendous. Like even Commander X in, I think it's Santa Clarita.
Santa Clarita. Yeah, Santa Clarita,
so.
I think.
I'm so bad at names, you guys.
Me too.
But he's
I'm bad with the stories too.
Yeah, but he's in like a jail, and it's like it's a shithole.
Yeah,
and Commander X doesn't deserve, like, people like that don't deserve like that kind of treatment.
We've known that the prison system, especially anything involved with solitary confinement at all, has been shit for, I don't know, the last like multiple decades. Yeah,
it's defined like, as torture. Right. Prolonged and it's like, what? Isolation is torture.
He's gonna come over here, right? He's going to get, you know, like, do you think he gets convicted? That's the thing.
Yes. Here's the thing. I've been hearing this all fucking day long. He needs to just go to trial and let it play out in court. It's not going to play out in court, assholes. It's Eastern District of Virginia. This is, first of all, your jury is
it's going to be a tribunal.
To be a bunch of it's going to be a bunch of 3-letter agencies. That's who lives in
it's going to be a military
area.
Tribunal, right?
Not only that, you don't get to put on a defense. You don't get to say intent. Like, you don't get to say why I published this stuff. You don't. Right. There is no trial. There is no nothing. It's just they make, and they would have to change all the rules
anyway for it to be a fucking like what crime has he actually committed? Unless you deep dive, unless he's fucking said along the lines of like, hey, get me this classified information so I can do that, which I doubt he fucking has. Yeah, they don't have that at all. You know, of course they're going to fabricate. If they do, they're going to fabricate it. Like, you know, and it's just.
That's never happened.
I just don't.
They've admitted to that. They know. Like, it pissed me off that Joe Scarborough the other day said that he he hacked information. Julian Assange never hacked anything, ever. No. That didn't happen. And then people will say, well, he helped her with the password. She had access to all of the information that she leaked, all of it. She like had the, what's it called? God damn it. The classification or whatever. Like, it was all like, she had access to all of that stuff.
Right.
And he helped her try to conceal her identity. But that's what journalists do for sources all the time. They try to help them not get caught.
Yeah.
And you know, he didn't do anything wrong. He didn't do what journalists, I mean, all around.
He's a publicist.
The New York Times, Washington Post, Der Spiegel, you know, they all publish this stuff too. And so if he's going to be in Belmarsh, why isn't, you know, the editor of the New York Times?
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
It just makes me feel like this Corgo. I just feel like this one all the time. I'm just screaming into the void.
Yeah,
right. Like,
yes.
You know, I mean, that's like, I mean, I know that's what you guys felt Saturday. It's just like, well, what the fuck? Like, you know, like Caitlin Johnstone said it the fucking best to me. That was just like fucking, you know, it was just like, fuck. That's all she fucking put. It was just like, yep, that's exactly how everyone feels, you know, and we feel that way on every fucking issue. Pick an issue. We feel that way about. So it's just, we're all fed up with fucking pleading and begging, and we're just done with that. We're now demanding, you know, so.
Y'all, we're losing.
So much.
We are losing. We're getting our asses kicked. Yeah. Legit. We are. Yeah. Like, I get that, like, I can be overly passionate, overly dramatic. You know,
comes with the territory.
I get that.
Yeah.
Yes, but I'm not like y'all. I can't apologize for that. I can't, like, I don't know why. Honestly, to me, I don't know why people aren't more upset. I don't, and I'm not asking you to be like necessarily be as crazy as I am about Julian Assange. Like, I've never asked it to anybody to make it their like singular issue, but like, get mad, like, stop.
Over stuff, you know. Well, it's like you see even now people are getting in the faces of politicians, but which ones? Kristen Sinema, Joe Manchin, the easy ones. It's not the
politicians anyway.
No,
they're just puppets. They're bot puppets.
Of course, and then you have people still trying to act like electing someone is going to change any of that, right? Oh. You know,
dude, there's somebody right now trying to like who thinks I'm conspiring against him to elevate MPP.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all, I'm publicly against electoral politics. I don't support MPP.
I've met Ed. Don't worry.
Yeah.
It's fine.
That's just weird, but it's weird though, because I have never pushed MPP. This is terrible, but we have like made jokes about it, like on like, you know, we've been at event, like it's a thing, you know, like I don't want to say we're making fun of them because, you know, but kind of.
Right.
Seriously,
they're trying. That's about as much as I could say. Like,
yeah, I've never supported MPP. I think I've probably talked to some people who do, because I've had candidates on my show. I've argued with Shahid Buttar twice about electoral politics on my show. Not argued, but like we had like a friendly.
I've done Dan Whitfield. I've
talked to people, and every
members
time
of the Greens.
I don't support electoral politics.
Yeah,
I'm always honest about it, and
I always ask them.
We have that discussion.
I always ask politicians, you know, especially ones that are running. Right, you know, because they talk a fucking great game as they're running, right? If they talk at all, you know, most of them won't talk about Assange because they feel that that's some fucking taboo topic that was not going to get them elected, right? And which really is the checks are saying don't say anything, right? But you know I asked them, like, how do you prove that you're not going to turn into the people that have turned into, you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you keep yourself from doing that? What are you gonna do when you get there?
They all say the same thing.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get reelected.
Well, they just say like, I'm not about that. I don't care about.
Oh yeah, I'm a one-term candidate. You know, it's like that's.
We hear that all the time.
We heard that. Sorry. We heard that already.
And listen, I'm sorry to those candidates. Like, you know who you are. You say that now, and I think that you do believe that. But inevitably, you're going to get co-opted into this system, period. It is corrupt to its core. You will either assimilate or you will be pushed out, period.
When it's like, I even think about, like, if it was me or you going to those institutions, we would not be nice to many of them.
No.
We wouldn't even talk to you in the cafeteria.
No.
Yet part of the game is getting involved. Like, just the money you need to run a grassroots campaign, let alone run a national or what. You're just by nature, you're going to say things to people that promise things to others. Like, you know, it's almost that the whole system itself
it's corrupt to its core.
Yeah, you're gonna have to change a lot to get, you know, I talk about this is why we feel so shitty too. You look at every issue and there's thousands of other issues involved in that same thing. Like, you know, you talk about press freedom, right? Or what, and there's so many other issues tagged along with that that are part of it that have to be fixed.
It's weird to me that this is hard though, because obviously what we're doing is not working. I mean, it's working for the psychopaths who have power, money, and control, but it's not working for anybody else. And there's more of us, and it doesn't have to be this way. Like, it really doesn't, you guys. It doesn't have to be this way. This is what frustrates me. We are fully capable as a species of taking care of everybody. And you know, not like getting along, like we can get along. Really, grown-ass adults think it's okay to like go bomb other humans for profit or for whatever reason. That's disgusting. Why are we even having that conversation? Have a use your words, boys and girls. Use your words.
Especially with this recent stuff, and I'm sure you've been seeing it too with Russia, where we're trying to fucking dick measure with, you know, it's like, what are we doing?
It's so fucking stupid.
Like,
it doesn't have to be this way. It doesn't.
I guarantee we
can do better.
I guarantee you the Russian people don't want full-scale nuclear war, and I guarantee you the American public don't want either. None of us do. None of us want. It's like we continue to beg and plead again for things to do something other than what they are, and it's just like,
here's what I want. I want all people on Earth to be able to take care of themselves. And I think that we're smart enough as a species to work together and figure out a way that we can, you know, try some other things, some new ways of doing things, some new systems. We're going to have to play around with it. But we're all grown-ups here. So let's act like grown-ups. Let's work together. Let's stop blowing each other up and, you know, invading each other's countries. And,
I do feel like the left is circling the wagons, so to speak. Right. And I mean the left. I know.
What left? What the fuck?
Well, I mean, like fucking.
There's no left.
Right. But you look at like all of us in the, like, there's no left. There's not a left group, but I mean all the commentators and whatever, they've started to figure out that
left. I just think we're very disorganized.
And it's hard for all of us to agree on shit.
Reef, honestly, we need to stop calling it the left too, to be honest with you.
Oh, for sure.
I think that's just, That's just more like divisionary.
It pisses me off.
Language.
Yes, labels are bad. Okay.
Yes.
Like I put this tweet out fucking today. I had to say it in Discords all the time. Like, why are we labeling anything? I don't care what the label is.
I mean,
like,
I get the purpose. Yeah. I guess, kind of.
Well, you have like, okay, even the communist label that everyone likes to take now, right? You know, is both like Vaush and Hassan both say that they're one too. So it's like, you know, you end up with this, like, it's just like when they stole progressive and they stole liberal and they stole. It's like you can go through each of these labels, they co-opt them, destroy them.
Be co-opted,
right?
And used to divide.
Yeah, stick to issues
that they're ever used for. Yes, and like recognize the fact that no, like issues are not black and white.
Yeah.
There's gray, and you have to be willing to be open-minded and have conversations and debate points of view.
You might have to be willing to let people have some wrong opinions, like on particular things, and that's going to be difficult for people to do. And I get that we don't want like super extreme, but I think that as you open up lines of communication and you're honest and you have like a legitimate media that's informing you and educating you about what's actually happening in the world, and so you can make educated decisions and have conversations with your neighbors about what will be the best for your. The biggest people that we end up having to deal with are the ones that are telling us all to calm down, and we're like, no, fucking get angry. What are you doing? Yeah. Like, how are you not angry at any of this stuff? But anyway, now that we got our fucking blood pressure up.
It's not like people are dying. Yeah, but people are dying, Reef. Like,
of course.
That we're too over. Like, you cannot be more dramatic. You can't.
I know.
People need to be screamed. This is because it doesn't have to be that way. That's
it doesn't. And it's like the amount of times, like, if they had listened to us screaming, like, 5 years ago, 3, like, you know, if they had just listened to one of us and even given us that compromise, then you'd be a lot better off than we are now. And they just continue to, like, every chance they get, say fuck you. So, but anyway, what other stuff do I have? I think I have some stuff to make us feel better. Corgis, look at the adorbs. Oh. This is what I want. I want to feel this happy, and it's so hard.
I know, right?
It's just like fucking Gudums. I have to be super high to get my eyes to close like that, but you know. But I sent you this one the other day when you're like, I gotta go bed. Good night.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay, here you go, Giddy Duckums, and please, I need teddy bears. I feel better.
One of my cats will let me do that.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, he really just wants to murder the teddy bear.
It kind of looks like Jack too, honestly.
Yeah. Jordy's got that same. He's got that little visor coloring or whatever. So I was like, all right. Mm-hmm. But I ask him all the time, like, what's wrong with the engine? Is the dilithium crystal matrix? But anyway, I do tend to bring some news, you know, about weed and stuff, which I feel like that's one of the issues the left misses a lot. Is the drug
there's a
war
whole
and
ass
shit.
channel that's great. Oh my god, why can't I think of it? I'm so bad at names.
Yeah.
Oh, do you know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
I'll look at it. Hold on, I'll look it up on Twitter. I'll send it to you. Hold on, and
I know everybody. Vice does a whole fucking ton of shit on this kind of stuff, and it's always weird. Names. Yeah. But anyway, this is apparently one of the oldest bongs in existence, which I just feel like whoever made this was very cool, right? Like, definitely the favorite. But I think they found it in. I looked through the comments. Most historians believe that prior to these types of pipes, most stoners used homemade gravity bongs assembled with like empty Gatorade bottles and plastic buckets, right? You know, apparently that was like prehistory stoners. So, at least that's what Reddit is telling me. But
Reddit.
Fucking Reddit's the worst and also the best. It's kind of real weird, but
True crime Reddit's pretty cool.
Yes, there's a bunch of subreddits that are great. I actually like, you know, I have like a news one set up. There's a Jimmy Dore one. There's a bunch out there, but you know, like that's the thing with Reddit is that it does give you an outlet to, like, you know, do stuff. But anyway, this is a Vice article about the Jamaican government launching a campaign about how great weed is. And I just feel like at least their government's doing something, right?
Yeah. Dude, it's 2021.
Oh, it's the best, right? It's the best that we're that far along. and it's like still, you know. But
it's almost 2022. It's almost 2022.
They made a jingle, which I think I can play for you at least, right? I will put the link to the Substack that I have of all these links, right? So that people can fucking go watch them, right?
Look at it.
I know. But anyway,
that's awesome.
Apparently it goes on to say that entrepreneurship. Yeah, they're trying to be like, look, you can make money doing weed and we can sell a lot. Like, which is just great, you know.
It's amazing when they figure out how to make it capitalism, right?
Yeah, I mean, of course, I think there's some, like, you know, as always, dangerous drugs. I mean, you know, it's instead of recreational, it's medical, and there's complications there, of course. And I'm sure it helps out the rich as opposed to the people who could actually use it. But, you know, it's something. Like, I feel like it's something. Like,
it's annoying that it's this slow, though, honestly, because like they're going to corporatize it. It will not be.
It's already happening.
We're not going to see full legalization.
We've seen, you know, we've covered stuff on How Do We Miss That on Saturdays, midnight Eastern. FYI, where's camera? Right there. There it is. Like, we've covered them doing that the same for psychedelics now too, right? Where it's they're trying to allow that to happen so that, you know, the rich can influence on that. Well, when you realize, like, there's Fox News hosts with massive weed stocks and
John Boehner.
Yeah.
John fucking Boehner went into the weed business. Dude was a douche canoe, like hardcore conservative, and then he retires and gets into the weed business. You see what I'm saying? Like, they don't care about these issues, you guys. They don't care. Most of these people, they don't care about abortion. They don't care about none of this stuff. They do not care. They care about making their donors happy, and they just do as they're told. They have no ideology. They really don't give a shit about those issues. This is not like, I know that we have our disagreements, but they are able to exploit those disagreements and those differences.
When Nixon is on tape
against them,
he's on tape talking about how this is, and I can't even say it, right? You know, how this is just to keep the hippies and those other things starting with an N, right? Like, it's like, okay, it's literally written there. Like, and it's like, okay, you know, and
that's what they do.
Reagan,
that's what they do.
Nancy Reagan, I saw, you know, with a Just Say No, I did see apparently that she said, you know, a lot of yeses back in her college days. I saw that. I don't know if you saw that, but
they use these issues against us, though. 100%. That's what it makes me frustrated that people don't. Y'all, of course they do. Recognize that shit and stop letting them use it against us. Seriously, we have to recognize it and stop. It's so effective. It is so fucking effective, and we need to come together. And it's so like I just get so angry.
This is why my feed looks like this. It's like multiple things that make me angry. And then things that your little bugger boys.
Actually, that's kind of a big kitty.
I know, it's a fucking, he's doing the fucking, there's a word for this. Sploofs? I don't know. Reddit makes names for weird things like that.
I get it. Yeah. That makes
sense.
But
I just love that.
My one cat does a dramatic, we call it the dramatic flop.
Yeah.
So he'll come over and like stand in front of you, and if you don't pet him right away, he'll like throw himself to the floor right on your feet, and he's
the best. Cats are
so
honestly one of my favorite. They're fucking amazing.
And I didn't like cats before we got cats for my kids. I was a dog person, but my oldest was a little bit afraid of dogs, so we got cats instead, and now I love my cats. You guys know I am like the definition of a crazy cat lady.
Cats are just like little people with ADHD. Like, that's why I feel just like suddenly he'll just come and be like, I'm cold. Can I lay on you now? And it's like, I guess, like, you know,
I think
I'm not going to be able to do anything else.
I'm going to get in trouble for this, but because it's not a thing anymore, but all cats have Asperger's and all dogs have ADHD. Dogs are that's the zoomies. Like, that's what I was talking about.
I love how yours said high. I had very high. I'm like, what the fuck? She's saying she's fucked up. What am I? Like, you know, but, more eye bleach. I figured you needed a lot, like, you know, plus it had little kids and cute animals, dude. Like, how How fucking crazy is this? Like, the fucking, you get that close? That deer should not be that chill.
No.
You know? But it's
Look at
like,
that baby too.
oh, it's so cute.
That is so cute. That's like cuteness overload, maybe. Like that might be a little bit too much. That's crazy.
This one's good. This is more cute overload. Oh, I gotta. There we go.
Wow, we're moving.
Oh,
Where to, Steven?
Ooh, wow, we're moving.
We're
look at the little buddies.
these flowers.
Oh, I love flowers.
Gorgeous. Watch your step. I don't have insurance.
Oh, great, man, that was something.
Look at him
What did you
or
say
her.
now, chicken?
Sorry.
Yeah, those are bottles.
Oh, man, so delicious.
Yeah, we gotta get a selfie. Get in here, buddy. Cock-a-doodle-doo.
Oh,
That's funny.
I just
They're
love
so
that
cute.
fucking. That dog's gonna continue to try to do that as it gets larger, and that dog's gonna get way larger.
Yeah.
Like, my, you know,
Yeah.
like mom kept this one and was like, oh no, it won't get big. I'm like, okay, whatever
Yeah,
you say.
They always get bigger.
Yeah.
Always.
This fucking, I hate little dogs.
My mom had little dog. I guess I had a little dog for a little while.
What is this?
He was
What
old as
sound
shit,
is
though.
this? Ah! Wow! Why is it broken? Who broke the squeaker? Why?
Look at its face.
Why are these all?
Play it again and watch its face.
Wah! Well,
Watch,
oh!
watch. Hold on, watch. Oh, wait, no.
Where's it at? You want to go back this way?
I don't know.
Here.
I don't know.
I
There's
can
a
watch
spot
this
where-
as many times. Ma!
Right there.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, like the eyeball.
yeah.
I watch, dude. Jimmy Dore must get fucking Brownie high as shit because that
Brownie
dog is
is-
chill AF.
The chillest dog. It is. It's a boy, right? He's
think.
older. Like he's an older dog, right?
I mean, it
Um,
probably feels bad about you even giving it a gender. It's probably, you know,
I know.
like
I know.
it's a they.
I should.
It
it's a
definitely
they.
identifies
We'll
as a
go with
they.
Yeah.
I mean, we
Yeah.
can't ask it its gender preference, but you know,
Yeah.
so
I know. Yeah.
but
But
I do find
it
that
is the
thing
chillest
adorable.
dog ever.
Super
Yeah.
chill. I mean, it just sits in that bag the whole time.
The
Like-
whole time, and like Steph will be reading super chats for like 2 hours,
And he's just like just knocked out, just
Yeah.
gone. Like, I'm so tired. I love how Jimmy gives it a voice. I can't
Yeah.
watch an animal video without doing that. Like,
Have you seen the ones where there's like an app or something?
Yeah.
Where
Well,
you
they
can
ma-
make your pet look like it talks.
yeah,
And he did a couple. That was funny. I like after he did that, I've done it with my cats, and it's pretty fucking funny.
nice.
I should post some of them.
Nice.
I don't know why I don't, because
I
they are
do.
pretty funny.
Indy's been dying. Like, my cat come up super hungry at like middle of the night, and I'll just be like, "What do you want? Why?" I don't know how to explain to you that you like just talking back and forth, and the kids are like,
Yeah.
meow, 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 meow. It's like, you know. But I thought
the
you
F?
should be able to tell all that. This is we got off. We went from one cock, this one, to now. How would you pronounce that? Right. This
I can't
word.
see it.
Right. I'm zooming for you.
Okay.
That one. Oh, too far. I-
Cockchafers?
That's what I would go with. Like something
Right?
that would chafe your cock. Yes. Colloquially known as doodle bugs, right? Which they're
Doodlebugs.
fucking cute as shit. Look at that fucking
That is
adorable
cute.
dudes. Apparently, sometimes they can have little 7 fans or whatever. But this.
Oh. Are
and
they
he's
always that
definitely-
color?
I don't know, but I feel like
wonder if they come
Revlon
in, like,
has
multicolor.
something involving this. Probably like is definitely
A
some.
cockchafe red or orange. Cockchafe
Oh,
orange. That's
yes.
what you dye your hair.
Yeah. I was thinking about like fucking what's that shit called? Mascara. That
Oh,
stuff for these fabulous eyebrows.
Oh, eyelashes. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't.
Yeah.
I'll still never understand as a guy these fucking things. These fucking torture
eyelash
devices. Yeah, like they
Yeah,
look
it's
like
fucked
you're
up. Dude,
trying to like.
All of that shit's fucked
yeah.
up. Honestly, I hate all of it.
It's
honestly.
crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's so easy for men. Like, as long as I brush my beard and am clean, like,
Yeah.
no one cares. You know?
I mean, I guess you don't have to. Like, I don't. I mean, I do use an eyelash curler every now and then.
I mean, I would like
I'm
to actually have women want to be close to me, so I at least need to clean.
Want to smell clean. Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely by
There's
John
a certain
Barbados.
level of
and,
like just like mutual understanding that we're not going to be offensive in our smell, you know?
Yeah.
Like that's just a human, like, yeah, I got you, bro.
Oh,
I
I used to do the stuff of like baking in cologne to the sweater, right? You just like, you go this, and then you get like some really nice, like, dude, that's the one thing I will pay out the ass for is cologne and shit. Like, I've got John Barbados in here somewhere, right? And like, you know, Versace and all that fun stuff, but it's the only thing I'm willing to pay like that kind of money for. But
yeah,
because I feel like it's important. That kind of shit's important.
I'm weird about smells. Like
me too.
Like when my hair guy does my hair, everybody knows I love me some Ethan. Shout out to Ethan.
Right.
But when I didn't start getting my hair done professionally till I was 36, and I like found this guy and I like love him, like we're friends, and so like it's a whole thing. I love Ethan. But yeah, when I don't even remember what I was talking about now.
Hair and stuff, just general hygiene, dude. Andrew and his fucking shit. Like I've got all the stuff, but I always feel like I look like a fucking weird old timey weirdo when I do shit like Andrew does. Like so
Andrew has like a wonder, like he was pondering maybe cutting his hair, and he has really pretty hair.
Yeah.
He does, like it's very thick.
Yep.
It's very shiny. Like he has great hair. I'm a little jealous of his hair, to be
I
honest.
just wish I had a lot less.
He does obviously have a fabulous beard.
I just wish I had a lot less of it. Like God just decided to put it everywhere for me. So I'm like, what? Why? Like I didn't need
I don't know how you guys do beards. I don't know how you do that. It looks hot as fuck.
It's usually
I could not.
It's usually not. I mean, the thing is like it depends on the beard, right? Like right now, mine's not as nice and tamed as it normally is, but like normally with like I have beard shampoo, you wash it, right?
Yeah.
You get all the oils and stuff in there, right? Otherwise, it's just like tangly and weird, like you know. I have like curly hair and shit, which when it gets fucking like it'll just start doing this, right? And like, you know, it's the worst in my opinion, but like the beard gets all fucking like, dude, trying to like shape it back up is the worst because you gotta fucking take like, you gotta like get in here and fucking like comb it all out, and it's awful. Like I feel
is
like
your beard curly too? Then I can't really see. Like
a little bit. Like a little bit. Usually it's not too bad, but I want to get.
My brother has a huge beard too. Like I got him ornaments for his beard last year.
Yeah.
he just wore them.
I've seen like Christmas lights and all that stuff too.
I want to get Christmas lights too, but how do you do that? How do they do the battery pack? Is it like, where does
you
it
just
go?
Wire up through here and then in, right, and have a wire pack.
So it's like
in
in like your hat or your like your hat or something.
Or, or just runs down your neck or whatever. You put it through your shirt. And whatever.
Okay.
I mean. But if you have a long enough beard, you can hide it. But I'm like, if people always want me to like dye it white. I'm like, fuck no, fuck you. I'm good. Yeah. You just want me to come hang out with your children. I'm all right. Like, I'm good without those for a long time. But I did feel like, you know, all those trolls that we get just remind me of this. Ugh. Just this is how mad they get. Oh my god, I hate everything. Oh, it's the worst. Why do they do good things? It's the worst. Like, just the fucking parrots are adorable. I love fucking parrots.
Yeah. It makes me miss Johnny Graz.
Yeah.
Shout out to Johnny Graz. We love
Party
you.
Party parrots are what's up. I think I'm running out of stuff. I've kept you here for like, you said an hour, and I'm like, yeah, she's not going to do that.
I'm all right. I'm tired. So it's been, seriously, I feel like I don't even know. Like, I don't even know what day it is. I mean, you
don't even know what day it is.
I honestly, I didn't know. It took me like a long time to work that out. Yeah. So it's just like, it's been a rough weekend. It's been a little bit, I've had sick kids. Like you know,
could you imagine your government gets everything all decorated for Christmas, and this is what you get? That's amazing,
actually.
It's
that is
fucking the worst. Like,
I ain't mad at it.
What is
That's
that?
funny.
No, neither am I, but like, it is funny that they went, like, look how far down they go. Look how far no one went, like when you got to here, right? Like, you got to here, you would have went.
Didn't see that, like, on the box. Like when you
bought
it?
Yeah. You didn't see that? You didn't notice that? anyway,
and then surely you lit it up before you hung it up to make sure that it worked, and you didn't see that then when you didn't, and then when you hung it up, and then you step back to check your work, make sure it was not, you didn't see it then. Like, come on, they're trolling us.
They're trolling us. I mean, they want to make sure that you're going to be willing to be okay with this kind of stuff, you know? Like,
dude, Jeff Bezos is rocket.
Oh, the rocket,
this rocket.
Yeah.
Come on, he's trolling us. You can't tell me that he looked at that and did not notice that it looked like a fucking penis.
This is a Christmas tree, YouTube. This is apparently a Christmas tree.
That's a Christmas tree?
It's a Christmas tree. Oh, Christmas tree.
No, like all of these.
It's an inflatable. It's an inflatable Christmas tree.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't see how anyone would find this a Christmas tree unless there's like this gets peeled off and there's a Christmas tree underneath it.
I'd like to see it lit up, because maybe lit up it does.
It would
something,
just be like, then it would just look like an LED butt plug. What do you mean? Like,
no, lights are crazy.
Oh, you're talking about like lights, yeah,
all the way around. Yeah, like I have no idea. Like,
you could project onto it too. You could do projector stuff. I wanted to do that if I ever get
see what it looks like at night.
If I ever get a studio set up for stuff, I want like rear projection, right? Instead of green screen, so that we can actually not have giant harsh lighting on our faces all the time. Yeah. But, we can actually go with like a soft color. But anyway, I think that's all I had for you today, Misty.
Thanks, man. This was fun.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime.
I did rant a little bit. Sorry about that. It happens.
Oh, you're good.
A lot.
Dude, I'm also just as bad. But anyway, I will put this Substack of all the links in the description. I'm
gonna go find that one so I can see like what it looks like lit up. I'm curious.
Yeah, you probably could like see. Can I search image to know, because Opera is weird?
Is there a link? Is there a link for that picture? Or is it
there is. It's okay. Like, no, it goes to this Reddit comment section.
Probably, is it an because it'll probably have like a location or something.
Yeah. Apparently facade, they often hide the work with hoarding, but I don't know. This is too much to read.
I'll investigate.
Yeah. Do it up.
Okay.
I love how that's Misty's investigative journalism is butt plug Christmas tree. That's what she wants to go down. Like, I couldn't do anything else but this.
I say it all the time. I am not a journalist.
I now just want you to put put your journalist hat on. Yeah. Like, you can go get it from what's his name?
One of my what's his name?
Exactly. Everyone knows who we mean, right? Yeah, Indy's probably screaming into his mic, be like, "That guy! The guy's on. I know been on Jimmy. Like he's done stuff. He just talked about Donziger. Blah blah blah." Like, yeah, I don't remember that guy. He's got a journalist hat. That's what I remember.
He wears a journalist hat.
Yeah, but
I just it's bothering me.
Picture you with your like memo, just like out, like
I'll get one. I'll get one.
Yep.
I'll get one.
You just want one for your front yard. I know you. That's what you want. You just want one of these in your front yard.
I would totally do.
I would totally
too. Do that, honestly,
that would be my fucking thing.
That's pretty big, though. I mean, I have a big front yard, but that is pretty big.
Oh, I thought you were just you have a pretty big yard. I thought you were thinking of other things, but I mean, power to you. Good luck.
I could fit that in my yard, but I mean, it's a little extreme.
Yeah, I mean, if you trim the hair around the deck, you should have enough. Room. But anyway, I have enjoyed having you on so much.
What a weird note to end on.
I know, right? Oh, dude, I can get Tara Reid to talk about reindeers eating mushrooms on a stream.
I love her.
I'm that guy.
I love her.
She's fucking great. She
is.
But yeah, I think I have all your links in the doobly-doo down below.
Cool. You guys know where to find me. Or most people Twitter. Go to Twitter. I'm there.
Your Twitter's right there. It's right there, right underneath you at Sarcasm Stardust. Right. Most people watching probably are already following you. But if you aren't, you should definitely go do that. What do you got coming up, Misty? Anything big?
Tomorrow on Facts, we're interviewing Dr. Piers Robinson. Okay. We're going to talk to him about, we're going to take it back to the basics. We're going to talk about what propaganda is, what it's used for, how it's used, how to recognize it. We're going to look through some examples, going straight back to basics. We're just going to hash out, he's an expert. We're going to talk about what propaganda is. And,
perfect.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I love talking to Piers. He's great. And then Bitch, obviously, on Wednesdays at 7. There's like a whole, you can come on if you want. I'm just gonna send the link out to a bunch of people, and whoever wants to come,
I'll be there.
come hang out.
My threat level might go up, but
I know he didn't show up last week. I think maybe he did at the very end, but I'm really bad at monitoring the chat, so I might have missed him. But he was definitely I was annoyed actually, because he promised he was coming every week, and I was annoyed.
I mean, somehow I have a higher threat level than you. I don't know how that worked, unless you got like
frankly
an update.
Offended.
Yeah,
I'm offended by that.
I'm offended for you. Like,
I'm
how
offended.
Again, I'm a giant teddy bear. I don't know how anyone is offended by me.
Well, I'm like the nicest.
Yes.
Like...
yeah. Yeah, I'm one of those narcissists who are like, yeah, why don't you like me? I'm very likable. You know, like, I'm like, what? I'm a lovable individual. Like, get the fuck out of here with your nonsense.
I'm not. I mean, I get that I'm not. I get that to some people. Like, I get that I'm not for everybody.
Oh,
I get
yeah.
that. I think
I have my moments as well. I think there's with ADHD, we are toned to emotional outburst at frustration, but we tend to try to tone that down.
We're impatient.
Yes, very much so. You know. So, but anyway, before I keep you here longer, speaking of which,
sorry, we're rambling.
No, you're fine. I do it all the time. I could talk for 3 more hours if people let me, but which is usually the issue. And then people tell me to shut the fuck up, and I'm like, oh, yeah, all right.
Well, if you have me on earlier, like if it's not so late, like I'm just old,
no worries.
To be honest with you, and I have kids. I have to get up and like make lunches in the morning and shit.
That's why I don't have them. That's the big reason right there. You know, military school, you can send them. I mean, I might be a little late, but you know,
that's military.
I know, right?
Send my kids to the military.
Oh, that'd be the fucking worst. Anyway. There needs to be like another thing other than that. So it's just like the parents need a break place. You got to go there for a week. Like, you know,
it'd be cool if that was a thing.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
just once a month. Like, you know, I need some, you know, yeah. Anyway.
And like lots of financial support and, you know, community aid.
That should be how our society is structured. Like we should want to take care of families and make sure that they have, you know.
Are you saying a matriarchal system where we take care of kids is a good thing?
But like, here's what I'm saying, and it is like, if you don't even have to look at it that way, but like we are smart enough, and we're rambling again, but we are smart enough. We have evolved enough. We could absolutely do it. It is a choice that we do not. If we can cause them as much chaos and destruction as we do, like we bomb the shit out of everywhere. Like if we didn't do that and we took care of people, I'm just asking people to like, what would that be like? Maybe we should try that. Let's just try that. Let's try. Be nice. Like talking our problems out and working together, and not blowing shit up and killing people for profit. Like that's just gross. Why are we doing that? It's like we're failing. I think I'm getting very philosophical again.
I also pressed the wrong button. Where? Why?
What happened?
I pressed a button in OBS and everything went. Oh, there we go. We're back. A keybind. I had to like reset OBS and I had to redo stuff. But
technology.
Yeah, I feel you. I'm just like I plug in. Like it's one of those things where it's like if I can make it do exactly what I needed to do at the exact time I need it to happen, that's what I want.
Yeah.
Like if you could see, like you can see, I could just do this. Like this thing, that thing, these fucking 4 monitors. Yeah, like
that's complicated.
Yeah, it is. It is for sure. But you know,
I got no time for all that.
Yeah.
Sleepy Josh has got me set up to where I like click some buttons.
Yep.
And I feel like a member of Anonymous.
That's
I get real proud of myself.
Do you have one of these? Little Stream Deck?
No.
They are a little bit pricier than I wish they were. They're like 200, right? Around there.
Yeah.
But essentially like for like what I'm sending to you, right? Like I can bring up the full version, right? Press another button, bring that back.
Oh,
like,
okay.
It lets you do some automated stuff. Of course, you have to like set it all up. And I'm willing to spend.
Yeah, that's where
I'm willing to spend 4 hours to save me like 30 seconds worth of fucking work every time. So
I just get concerned that would be a thing that I would start doing and then get mad because I was not doing a very good job. And then it would be like one of my unfinished
projects. Is this very complicated thing that I set up not working? I don't understand. It's like, anyway, I feel like the guy, if you ever watched Down Periscope, right? It has like Frasier in it. It's the submarine movie. It's a very dad movie.
Maybe
you might have missed it.
I love Brendan Fraser though. I love Brendan. I love him.
There's a thing in there where like there's the audio engineer on the sub that's supposed to do all the sonar and radio, and it's so broken that he's like holding wires with his feet well, like whole and getting shocked and yeah. Anyway, I feel very much like
Alright.
that person all the time. But
Yeah.
anyway, yep, all your stuff is in the links. Go check her out Wednesdays, right?
Yeah.
So,
7:00 Eastern.
Yep, and keep an eye on that Twitter for any of the special stuff she's doing, and pop a tweet about Assange if you've not done that
Yeah,
yet.
free Assange.
Yeah, definitely do that. Send him a cake with a file in it, a spoon, something.
I'm seriously ready to Hulk smash some walls.
Get that
Ready.
cowboy posse out there with the fucking lasso, and I'm down for that at this point. But anyway, my links are also down there. If you find that link tree down there, you can find my Patreon and Ko-fi and all that stuff. If you want to give me some weed money. But otherwise we're good to get out of here. So, great having you on. Thank you to whoever showed up to watch, right? And peace, love, soul. I just have to figure out this button and then turn our mics off. Bip.